we've all seen the headlines. We've all heard the latest information. If there's more, we might hear that today. But the details on their own, on the face of it, must be alarming. I mean, a company that was engaged to do this work even before they were a company. At some point, they then became a company. And during the execution of this contract, the Auditor General found them to have consistently over-invoiced government. Not only were they over-invoicing government, but they were also using government employees and facilities to deliver the contract that they were over-invoicing government for. Then, of course, we have the latest decision by the former finance minister to authorize a payment of up to $34 million for spare parts for 107 ambulances. An amount which is very difficult to explain, bearing in mind what is to be maintained or what spare parts are to be purchased. Then it gets even more intriguing when you look at the people behind this company. One of them, a business partner of the president's daughters. Surely this is troubling, is it not, Nana?
Well, Kojo, I think these issues were raised by Samuel Okudzeto. Mm-hmm. I think when it comes to the oversight responsibility of Parliament, Samuel Okudzeto does better than his effort to avoid a debate. And that if he was going to come with the same forthrightness that he comes with in terms of trying to seek accountability, if he comes with the same forthrightness to a debate, he would do himself a word of good. But this business about Akomeah, somebody being belligerent and rude and patapa and Joe Biden and all of that.
Oh, you've made those points already.
I'm making them again in connection with that. But like what I'm saying is that Sami has been forthright and in terms of parliamentary oversight over public spending, and it's commendable. I haven't followed the details of this new issue about the maintenance contracts for the ambulances. But from what you have said to me this morning, that there seems to be some impropriety about the engagement of the contractor in terms of even the registration and the contract. I remember something like this happened in the past, and we all spoke about it in terms of the bus branding. When you look at the report, it showed clearly that the contracts were given to the companies when they hadn't even gone through the bidding process and so on. You've told me that the Auditor General has raised issues about the company, and you've also said that the contract sum seem outrageous compared to. Then you've also talked about possibility of insider dealing and so on. Be that as it may, I haven't had a response from the respective ministries that Samuel Okudzeto and yourself mentioned. There's the Ministry of Finance and probably the Ministry of Health, since these are for ambulances. And I don't know if you have had any response from them.
None yet.
Okay, but have you made effort to contact them?
Well, of course. I mean, this is a running story, and we have been seeking their input on it since it came out. Yes.
So I would use this platform to urge the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Health to talk to the issues, because Sami is raising very important issues about propriety, procurement, insider dealings, which, if there's a clear explanation, should be offered. Because all of us, no matter where we stand politically, want to ensure there's accountability. Because monies that are not spent well affects all of us. If I don't have street lights on my street, because monies are being misspent, it will affect me and many Ghanaians. If the police numbers are not enough and monies are being misspent, it will affect all of us. So all of us are interested in accountability. And so I would urge the two ministries to be proactive. The issues have been raised. I'm sure Samuel Kujato had some documents to support his case. And so I would urge that in the pursuit of transparency and accountability, the two ministries should avail themselves to respond to the issues.
Nana, what would you say to a finance minister who, knowing that a company contracted to provide a service to the health ministry has been over-invoicing, basically cheating government, according to our own Auditor General's report, knowing this, would authorize further payments up to $34 million to be made to this company for spare parts?
From what I heard, I
say
thought
to
it was
such a
$10 million.
finance
$10
minister?
million or so.
$10 million was paid immediately,
Okay.
but the total to be paid is 34 million.
Well, like I said, I don't have the benefit of the response. From what we are being provided with, documentation and so on, it looks like there's a case to answer.
I mean, it happened.
Yes.
So
It happened. If it happened, then there's a case to answer. And like I said, I'll urge the finance ministry and the Ministry of Health to be forthright and come out to respond to the issues, because these issues go to prudence in the financial management and so on. So if they don't want a debate, then of course they would they would suffer from what the NDC is suffering from now. But Sami, isn't it possible that Parliament can take, I don't know, I've been a member of Parliament before, and I've always believed that, and I've told Sami quite a few times, that Parliament is the constitutional body seized with oversight of the public purse. And Parliament has the power to summon anybody who uses public funds to come and account to it as to how prudent they have been in using the public funds. Parliament has that absolute power. They can hold the minister before the plenary or haul any official before a committee of Parliament, in which case probably the committee would be a joint committee of health and finance. Haul anybody who has played a role in this matter or any other matter that involves public finance before a committee, and they can even do live recordings of the proceedings. And so I would not want to leave it at the stage where Samuel Kujato is providing these difficulties as part of his oversight role as a member of Parliament, and then there is no response. The public good is not served. You said you have made efforts. When I say you, I mean multimedia, Joy FM, and you haven't gotten any response yet. So after this morning's discussion, what happens? Do we leave it? How is the public interest served? The public interest will be served in knowing if the issues are true or if the issues are justifiable or not. And so Parliament Samuel Kujato would have to use the platform of Parliament to get some of these people to come and account. But like I'm saying, as it is from the documentation provided, clearly there seems to be a case to answer as far as the use of public funding is concerned in these maintenance contracts.
Mr. Kujato, has there been any sort of overture or response from either of these ministries to the revelations you've made?
No, not at all. They have been very elusive and evasive. I have filed urgent questions in Parliament, so we'll see how that goes. But I can also confirm to you that because of the urgency, for the parliamentary processes, it can take time. And I am racing against time to stop the imminent payment of the balance of $24.9 million. At the end of the day, my main motivation in all of these oversight duties, as the Constitution requires of us as MPs, is to protect the public purse. So I have promptly petitioned the Office of the Special Prosecutor.
Yeah.
I have a copy of the acknowledgement here. I petitioned on the 22nd of July 2024. And let me quickly read through the reliefs I'm seeking very quickly. I therefore petition your good offices to conduct criminal investigations into the following and any other matters connected to the facts presented in this petition. 1. The unlawful award of the contracts to Service Ghana Auto Group Limited. 2. The instances of inflation of invoices by the Service Ghana Auto Group Limited for the servicing of ambulances. 3. The alarming inflation of the unconscionable $34.9 million contract, supposedly for the purchase of spare parts for 307 ambulances. 4. That you take urgent steps in the supreme national interest to stop the imminent payment of the remaining $24.9 million pending the final determination of your investigations. 5. That you investigate the extent to which the very close business association between a director of Service Ghana Auto Group Limited by name Stephen Okoro with the daughters of President Akufo-Addo, Jankroma Akufo-Addo and Edwin Akufo-Addo, who all together incorporated Good Box Limited on the 12th of August 2020 and also incorporated Good Grow Limited on 20th August 2020, may have influenced the irregular award and unconscionable terms of this ambulance spare parts transaction. It is particularly instructive to highlight that Mr. Stephen Okoro and Jankroma Akufo-Addo are both directors of SFO Initiatives Limited, incorporated on 9th August 2013. Please see attached the incorporation documents of Good Box Limited, Good Grow Limited, and SFO Initiatives Limited, counting on your cooperation in the service of God and country. So these are the reliefs we are seeking from the Office of the Special Prosecutor. And you see, Nana, if you read this Auditor General's report.
One second. You said the parliamentary process was going to take a bit of time.
Yes.
But the Office of the Special Prosecutor, in my view, will even take a longer time. Now, if you petition the Office of the Speaker, presented these documents to the Speaker, and the Speaker thought that there was a good case, many questions to answer, and the Speaker then requests a joint meeting of let's say, health and finance to meet with the officials and go into the issues. I thought that would be a quicker way to get to the bottom of the matters than referring it to the OSP, who then has the discretion, depending on the number of cases that he has, to go into this. You said you don't have time. The OSP, I even heard, even the Supreme Court of Ghana is so burdened with numbers of cases and so on. But I thought that the parliamentary route would be quicker and we can get some resolution of these matters.
So, Nana, I have explained that I am using both routes. What happens with Parliament when you file these urgent questions is that the Speaker is the sole judge of admissibility, and there are standing orders. He will take time to assess and admit. I know that he's been acting very efficiently on this. However, under the standing orders, the ministers then have 2 weeks to respond. So that's 2 weeks already, and you can't really rush them.
Can the Speaker refer the matters to a joint committee immediately?
So those happen when the minister has come to respond and the responses have not been satisfactory. Then the speaker can then rule and say that, look, these matters will have to be looked at further. Another route is to come by a motion, where an MP submits a motion which must be admitted by the speaker. Then it is debated, and then the House can pass a resolution that let us then set up a committee or refer the matters to a joint committee to look at.
Or if you made a statement on the floor, tendering all these documents, the speaker can then rule that the issues that are being raised are such that the joint committee should meet immediately.
Yeah, that is another option.
Anyway, but those are just my
except that with statements, the standing orders provide that statements should not evoke debate, and so it's not likely that a statement of this nature will be admitted. They would rather prefer a motion which must be debated because of the extreme partisan nature of the House. I mean, these are matters that will face some contentious defense. So I think that the processes that have been activated will work. At the end of the day, it's about pursuing these matters, piling pressure, making sure that both Parliament and the OSP act swiftly.
You are the same person in pursuit of your oversight.
Yeah.
You refer the matters regarding SNIT
yes.
to SHRAG.
Yes.
That's about 2-3 months ago.
Yes,
There's progress?
Yeah, about 2 months ago.
Is there any progress?
Yes, SHRAG, we've been meeting them, but they have not finalized their report.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm raising these issues. That
yeah.
But
But you see, in this instance, we want the OSP to carry out an interim measure to injunct the Minister for Finance not to proceed with the second payment. The $10 million has been paid already, but the outstanding 24.9, that's what we want to stop. Eventually, we'll have to go into these matters and even retrieve the $10 million. And this Auditor General's report, a copy of which I have in my hands, reveals that this company, for the earlier engagements, for which we paid them 115 million Ghana cedis between 2020 and 2023, they owe us money. I mean, you look at paragraph 7 of this Auditor General's report. The Auditor General reveals that we also noted that the National Ambulance Service processed and paid for labor to Service Ghana Auto Group Limited, a third-party service provider, with inflated invoices, despite the service provider using National Ambulance Service staff to carry out maintenance works. The Auditor General concluded after this that the company owes Ghana money. They haven't paid. You continue to other paragraphs in this Auditor General's report, page 32. It says that, paragraph 74, we also noted that from January to August 2020, National Ambulance Service engaged workshops outside the 5 listed workshops that had standing contract with the service. We observe, for instance, National Ambulance Service referred the maintenance of the ambulances to Luxury World Auto Group Limited, and in some cases, Service Ghana Auto Group Limited, both of which National Ambulance Service did not have any agreement at the time. So between January and August, when National Ambulance Service started dealing with Service Ghana Auto Group Limited, the notorious company at the center of this whole scandal, there was no agreement. The Auditor General continues. In addition, records from the Registrar General's Department revealed that Service Ghana Auto Group Limited was registered on 24th April 2020. Therefore, from January to April 2020, when National Ambulance Service referred maintenance works to Service Ghana Auto Group Limited, it was not a registered company with the Registrar General's Department. Nana, meanwhile, by this time, this company had been paid 107 million Ghana cedis when they were not registered. It continues. Furthermore, Service Ghana Auto Group Limited was registered to do business in the sale of motor vehicles, motor vehicle parts and accessories, but not maintenance of vehicles.
So this is the Auditor General's
report for 2022.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
And the Auditor General submits its report to Parliament.
Yes.
Which then refers it to the Public Accounts Committee.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So in those 2 years, what has happened in Parliament?
So that has been done. The Public Accounts Committee has affirmed this. Indeed, management did not challenge any of the findings. The management
Has there been a public hearing by the Public Accounts Committee on this Auditor General's report?
Yes, there has been.
Really?
Yeah.
And they looked at this issue?
Yes, they looked at all this issue. That is why we are shocked that the Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta, after all of this, will still engage this company. Because this company ought to have been blacklisted. You don't give them another $34.9 million
But you are saying
contract.
that this has already come before Parliament?
Yes, it has. Yes.
Before the Public Accounts Committee?
Yes, it has.
Yes, the 2022 Auditor General's report has been
Did you
debated.
hear Kojo, the committee flag this matter?
This particular, I didn't follow every hearing of the committee, I must confess. I didn't follow every hearing of the committee.
I've followed up with the, I don't serve on the Public Account Committee, but the Honorable James Aveji says that, it came up. There was no challenge from the management. They rather promised to do things differently moving forward. So they've looked at it, and they asked the refunds that ought to be done. They asked them to go ahead and do it. So every paragraph of this is so damning. Look at paragraph 77. 8 months after doing business with Service Ghana Auto Group Limited, 5 months after the company was registered, the Ministry of Special Development Initiatives, now Special Development Initiative Secretariat, on 10 September 2020, signed an MOU with Service Ghana Auto Group Limited, with National Ambulance Service being a key witness in that agreement. 8 months after, they had engaged them, they were paying them before they signed an agreement with them. Incredible. You come to paragraph 81. Clause 1.3 of the MOU with Service Ghana Auto Group Limited stipulates that Service Ghana Auto Group Limited shall provide all necessary labor, professional, supervisory, and personnel required to perform maintenance services at the National Ambulance Service workshops. Proposals made by the company to qualify for the contract to provide services presupposes that Service Ghana Auto Group Limited had the complement of staff at the workshops needed for all works required. In the contrary, we noted during our audit that Service Ghana Auto Group Limited used National Ambulance Service staff to carry out maintenance of the ambulances at National Ambulance Service workshop located in Kolebu and Tafu Agric Directorate in Kumasi. National Ambulance staff were used for maintenance works and their services paid by the service to Service Ghana Auto Group Limited while they were on National Ambulance Service payroll. At the Kolebu workshop, National Ambulance had 6 staff and Service Ghana Auto Group Limited had only one staff. While at the Kumasi workshop, National Ambulance Service had 5 staff and SGAGL had 2 staff. As our observation shows, out of the 14 staff working in both Kumasi and Kolebu workshops, only 3 are staff of Service Ghana Auto Group Limited. Despite National Ambulance Service staff working on the ambulances, Service Ghana Auto Group Limited charged National Ambulance Service for cost of labor for all maintenance activities carried out. The very staff that we found to have carried out the maintenance for which Service Ghana Auto Group Limited invoiced were on National Ambulance Service staff payroll. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? After all this, you give them a $34.9 million and on that same day, you instruct the Controller Accountant General, 9 February, that they should release $10 million, which they have done. And from the tracking I have all the gift miss documents here. On the 23rd of February, the company received the $10 million, which was equivalent at the time to 120.7 million Ghana cedis. Why do we do this to our country? And you see, I have all the incorporation documents here, Nana. Imagine what Nana Akomeah would have done to an NDC government if it emerged that President Mahama is even gone beyond family and friends, and such dubious contracts are being awarded to family associates. This is the incorporation document for SFO Initiatives Limited. Date of registration, 9th August 2013. The directors in the company, Stephen Okoro, Jankroma Akufo-Addo. This is it. This is it. I'm not making anything up. Then, when her dad becomes president, 12 August 2020, they register Good Box Limited. These are the incorporation documents for Good Box Limited. The principal activity, they said they were going to operate a gym. Directors, Jankroma Akufo-Addo, Edwina Akufo-Addo. Company secretary, Stephen Okoro. And interestingly, the shareholder in Good Box is Mr. Kelly Gajepo, who at the time was an appointee of the president. ECG board chair.
Good box.
Good box.
So they are into sports equipment?
Yes, into gym. They're going to run a gym. They're going to operate a gym.
So they have nothing to do with this?
No, so we are just showing. No, we're just showing the association. Yeah, because Stephen Okoro is director of Service Ghana Auto Group Limited.
My small worries.
Let me continue. 20th August, they incorporate another company called Good Grow Limited. This time they say they are going to grow and farm cannabis for cannabidiol. This was a few weeks after we had, legalized, this whole marijuana farming for pharmaceutical purposes. And you see the same actors, Stephen Okoro, John Nkrumah, Akufo-Addo, Edwina Akufo-Addo. So you see a close business association. And indeed, insiders have told me that it's even more than just business association. So
what do you mean by that?
So it doesn't help.
What do you mean by that?
You can do your own checks between Stephen Okoro and John Nkrumah Akufo-Addo.
Okay, but
so you see, when we talk about conflict of interest, we talk about insider dealing. I mean, this is a finance minister who is signing this approval, instructing that money should be paid, $10 million out of the $34.9 million to his nieces. Really, that's what this is about.
My small worry.
We do have to take a break, Nana.
My small worry is that. What does this say about the work of the Public Accounts Committee and Parliament in general?